The headlines say it all. Oprah Winfrey, once America's beloved talk show queen, is now a fugitive ever since Diddy got slapped with those silver bracelets. Oprah's been nowhere to be found, but don't be fooled by the perfectly curated public image. The FBI thinks they've got plenty of reasons to be sniffing around, and Oprah's abrupt disappearing act has everyone asking why. Why can't Oprah stay in the United States? And what did the FBI discover just moments ago? First, did he, the shiny suit-wearing, always partying music mogul, end up behind bars? He's allegedly been tangled up in a very shady underground scene, and apparently he didn't just party with A-listers. There's footage, and Oprah's rumored to be right in the middle of this mess.
I was all the way across the country, and I was hiking on a Sunday afternoon, and I met a woman named Angela, who told me that she was going to sit this one out. Now, I know she was immediately sorry she told me that, because I would not let up. So I said, sit this one out. We don't get to sit this one out.
Now I know she was immediately sorry she told me that because I would not let up. So I said, sit this one out. We don't get to sit this one out. Whispers started swirling when it turned out that Diddy might have been keeping some pretty damning tapes featuring underage celebrities in compromising situations. Who was allegedly holding on to those tapes? Oprah, of all people, apparently shelled out a cool $75 million for them. Now what exactly a billionaire media mogul wanted with such tapes is a question that nobody has a clear answer to, but it's definitely not painting her in a good light.
All the halls and seeing that person sneak out around 2 a.m. was definitely a little suspicious. The most shocking example was an incident where the wedding was around 2 p.m.-ish that day. Come nightfall, one of our event staff slept with the wife and ended up getting caught. It turned into quite a big deal with screaming and shouting and all this stuff. He hid in a bathroom in a supply closet until the heat died down, and then he just walked into the front office.
And if that isn't enough, let's add Jaguar Wright's accusations into the mix. Wright's the kind of musician that speaks her mind sometimes a little too much. She's been throwing names out there like Jay-Z, Beyonce, and now Oprah calling them out for holding on to dirty secrets and maybe even dirtier deeds. Sure, some of the claims got her in hot water, and Piers Morgan even had apologized for letting those accusations air on his channel, but that hasn't stopped Oprah's name from getting dragged through the mud. Social media has been blowing up with users alleging that Oprah's been spending millions to cover up unspeakable acts. Sounds dramatic, but when a billionaire like Oprah bolts for the nearest border right after Diddy's arrest, it's no wonder folks are putting two and two together.
Lady has been doing for quite some time. She is grabbing the
shotgun approach.
Well, no, she's grabbing the salacious and very obvious headlines and expounding on them with. And again, I'm only saying this because I heard her say out of her mouth that she saw a video of Stevie J and Joe Budden. So I know.
It's funny how 1 minute you're everyone's best friend and the next you're a fugitive. Oprah built an empire by being the person that America trusted. Every weekday afternoon, people tuned in to their best friend Oprah. She was the woman who made people cry, laugh, and think, and also somehow convinced them to buy a $400 blender. Now that friendly face is being accused of shady backroom deals, possibly using her fortune to hide things nobody wants to talk about. The question remains, if there's nothing to hide, why the sudden escape? Because, folks, let's not forget the FBI isn't just looking for her for kicks. This isn't about overdue library books. Oprah's being actively hunted, and there are serious accusations behind it. Even Piers Morgan, who's usually no stranger to stirring the pot, had to backpedal after airing Wright's accusations about Oprah. Lawyers were involved, threats of lawsuits flew, and clips got taken down faster than a blink.
I unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond.
But if Oprah is so squeaky clean, what's she afraid of? Why is a woman who's known for her book club and giving away cars suddenly packing her bags and fleeing the country? Online chatter hasn't stopped since the rumors broke. Some say that black wealth, think Diddy, Oprah, Jay-Z, is under attack. Maybe there's truth in that, but then again, maybe not. All that wealth was made with the purest of intentions.
With all of you guys at Palazzo Fuji was so meaningful to me because it was a full circle moment to be able to take all of my friends on vacation.
I said, Kirby and I will pay for our part. She goes, absolutely not. And I said, okay.
One thing is for sure, when the FBI gets involved, the story usually isn't about a misunderstanding, and now Oprah's a fugitive. There's a reason people are comparing this to Jeffrey Epstein's scandal. It's not a far-fetched leap. If all these pieces fall into place, we're in an era where misinformation runs rampant and anyone with a smartphone can become an armchair detective. But at the same time, sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. Oprah may have laughed off rumors before, like the time people claimed her house was raided, but this isn't just some internet conspiracy. There's an ongoing FBI investigation, and the fact that she felt the need to vanish right now, that's hard to ignore. In a strange twist, it turns out Oprah's been hiding more than just her avocado obsession. If you think about it, it's not exactly normal to have your own orchard just because avocados are too expensive, and maybe that's how she's lived her entire life on a level far removed from everyone else. When you've got a billion-dollar empire, you can afford to make problems disappear, or at least you think you can, but the timing here is just too convenient. Diddy gets arrested, the FBI is looking for dirt, and suddenly Oprah's out of the picture. It's like something straight out of a crime drama, except instead of actors, we've got real people, real money, and real allegations that could bring everything crashing down. The deeper you dig, the more it feels like Oprah's squeaky clean image might be nothing but a shiny facade. There are a lot of theories swirling around. Some claim that when Homeland Security raided Diddy's properties, they weren't just looking for a paper trail, they were wiping out digital evidence. Could Oprah be involved in that tangled web too? Hollywood's known for its secrets, but this one might be too big to bury, and let's not forget the internet is relentless. When people catch a whiff of scandal they hold on. Oprah might be a billionaire, but public opinion is the one thing she can't just buy her way out of, and being a fugitive, that's not a good look, not even for Oprah. It's a strange thing when someone like Oprah, who's been a constant comforting figure in pop culture for decades, ends up on the FBI's radar. The story is still developing, but every new piece of information makes things look worse for her, whether it's allegations about intimate trafficking, covering up incriminating evidence, or just flat out fleeing from her problems. None of it aligns with the Oprah that people thought they knew, and maybe that's the point. Maybe none of us ever really knew her at all. As this drama unfolds, it's becoming harder to separate fact from fiction, but if Oprah really was as innocent as she claims, she wouldn't need to hide, would she, right now? Oprah's somewhere far away trying to stay out of reach while the FBI digs deeper into this mess. Maybe she's sipping a drink on some private island, but rest assured they'll find her. The truth, whatever it is, will come out. Maybe she'll turn out to be the victim of a smear campaign, or maybe she's every bit as guilty as people are saying. Either way, the days of just sanitizing and self-distancing are over. The FBI doesn't care how many followers you have or how many bestsellers you've got. They care about evidence, and right now it's starting to look like they've got plenty. Oprah Winfrey, America's sweetheart turned fugitive. Let's see how this one plays out. How did a woman who stood as an icon of generosity and warmth fall into the crosshairs of an FBI investigation? Oprah's influence stretches far and wide. For years, she carefully crafted a public persona as someone who could do no wrong. She built schools in Africa, helped people in need, and became a beacon for philanthropy. But behind the scenes, it seems that there was something far more sinister lurking. With Diddy's arrest, a trove of secrets that were supposed to remain buried started to surface, and Oprah was reportedly tangled up in them. She was supposed to be the champion of balanced health, and now she's singing a very different tune. Now let's throw Monique into the mix. The comedian went full throttle at Oprah, calling her a raggedy and accusing her of betrayal. Monique wasn't holding back, claiming Oprah and other big names had blackballed her from Hollywood. The feud laid bare some real tension in the entertainment industry, the kind of behind-the-scenes drama that fans usually don't get to see, and honestly, people started questioning Oprah's image. Was she really the supportive mentor she seemed to be, or was there a darker side to her power plays in Hollywood? And while we're talking about shady dealings, there's Joe Rogan's critique at the 2024 Democratic National Convention. He called out Oprah and Michelle Obama for their supposed hypocrisy, talking about income inequality while flaunting their millions. Rogan had a point, and people started to wonder how authentic these speeches could really be when they came from people whose lives are worlds away from those of the average voter. It was a critical hit to Oprah's credibility, and you have to admit it's not hard to see where Rogan was coming from, and let's not even start on the conspiracy theories. Actually, let's remember the time the internet lost its mind over some conspiracy about Oprah being involved in a global intimate trafficking ring. It was obviously bogus, but the fact that it gained traction says a lot about how people had started viewing her. Once you're seen as untouchable, the fall from grace, or even the rumor of it, gets amplified 1,000 times. And who could forget Rose Mon blasting Oprah in 20121, calling her out as fake and mentioning her ties to Harvey Weinstein? The timing was messy, and it put Oprah in the crosshairs of the Me Too movement. Here was Oprah, who had openly condemned Weinstein, but Mon wasn't buying it. Oprah's past friendly interactions with Weinstein suddenly looked really, really bad. Was she oblivious, or worse, complicit? Did Oprah really flee to dodge justice, or is this just another twist in a wild conspiracy? Let us know your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more explosive updates.